Alright guys, I did not plan on making this video, I really didn't, but I had a lot of Akali mains tweet at me, a few DM me on Instagram, and just like we did 7 months ago, where they ruined Akali last time, I figured I have to make this video to explain what's going on, this upcoming Akali rework, or Akali murdering, or frickin' the hanging, beheading, whatever you want to call it. It's another great Riot decision. They do have 200 years of experience though, so anyways, let's get on to it. So in case you don't already know what the changes are, the mini rework is to Akali, we're going to go over it right now. Lead gameplay designer for League of Legends tweeted out, the team has some Akali changes coming to the PvE for 10.3. Rather than straight damage nerfs, we want to reduce the amount of reliability of her escapes. These will have a bit longer than normal on PvE so we can get extra feels, feedback, and extra testing. So, Akali's Shroud. If Akali is immobilized while in her shroud, she is revealed for the duration of the immobilizing effect. Also, Akali goes from gaining 20 to 40% movement speed while in her shroud to gaining a tiny bit more, but it decays instantly and it goes away fully after 2 seconds, so you no longer have a movement speed boost in Shroud. So in case you don't understand what the Shroud nerf means, essentially it means any player with half of a peanut-sized brain, so Iron 1 and better, will pick any form of champion. All of the 130 out of 150 champions that have an immobilizing CC can now counterpick her, so her Shroud is now essentially useless. I seriously hate making this video. I'm sick right now. Didn't sleep well, surprisingly, hilariously enough, after I read this last night. But anyways, let's move on to the next part. Her ult essentially is going from being a skill shot that you can cast anywhere to you have to target an enemy champion like the old version. But no, it's not like the old Shroud where you get 3 dashes on a 10-second cooldown that gets a reset per kill or assist. It's still a 3-minute cooldown for your ult. The range is going from 625 to 625 to 675 based on the distance from them. So if they're close to you, you might dash a little bit farther. I don't really know what that means. They didn't even explain. But all I know is it's nothing, and it's actually terrible because now you can't escape with your R1. And funny enough, here we go. R2 dash speed going from 3000 speed to 1900. So that's how fast you dash from one point to the end. And funny enough, if you're wondering kind of how fast that is, it's kind of like a little bit faster than a Nocturne Q, so it's a lot easier to react to. It's going to be easier to hit skill shots against that. It's still going to be pretty hard to hit skill shots when Akali's R2ing, but yeah, they felt like it wasn't enough. They just had to do a little bit more, just to really hammer the nail into the coffin, I think is the expression. And yeah, they also did not give her a lower ult cooldown. In case you didn't know, her ult right now at rank 1 is 7 minutes. Rank 2 is 20 minutes, and rank 3 is an hour. But no, seriously though, it's like 2.5 minutes the entire game. It's pretty freaking terrible. And yeah, they haven't buffed anything, they just completely ruined it. And funny enough, for the very first time, even though a lot of people hate Akali because obviously she's a very annoying champion to go against, I would never argue against that, most people as a whole think that's way too much. You got Jensen replying, "Don't kill Akali like that, please." You got this other guy saying, "Just to let you know, the absolute majority of your player base can't play this champ, and its win rate in Diamond is 46.5, even lower in low elo. The only place where it's OP and its win rate jumps to 55% is Master and higher. Nerfing her will make her worse for the majority." And funny enough, on that note, you got something pretty awesome to see, right? Guys, streamer, one tricks, and pro builds. Right now, in the world, pros have a 43% win rate with her. How broken is that? I think that deserves, honestly, they should make her disabled because clearly there must be a bug that's making her way too OP. Yeah, they should probably disable her. But yeah, guys, I have a few problems with this. The thing is, Akali's already weak in solo queue for 99% of players. Like, literally, she's not a good champion. No one can play her well. Her win rate shows in every single division. Pro players aren't even doing that well with her, so I'm very confused as to why they would do this. The thing is, the two things that make her strong in pro play even are her mobility and her shroud, and both have essentially just been deleted from the game. Her ult can no longer be used to escape ganks. You just can't. You have to target them at first. You have to jump into them if you even want to use the R2. So think about that. And then not to mention, her Shroud can now be countered by everything. And you think pros are stupid enough to not pick like 5 champions that can reveal Akali? No, because that's what makes her useless, is if she can't Shroud. She jumps in as a squishy AP champion. What happens when you can't use your Shroud? You're going to Zhonya's for 2 seconds, then what? You're dead. That's what happens. It's just so stupid to see. I feel like I'm never going to say anything out loud, but just like my mind is becoming more and more toxic towards Riot's balance team. I hate to be like all those idiots on Twitter that just cry left and right, but it's just like, at this point, what are you even doing? Who gave you the heads up, the green lights? How does this make sense? I don't know. I mean, I've been holding off these thoughts for such a long time. Like, ever since she got reworked a year and a half ago, you know, I had the honor of going to Riot, making my video first before anyone else, and kind of making like a champion spotlight type thing in my own version. But ever since she got released, you know, true stealth under towers, giant heal on her Q, way more damage on her passive for Q, her Shroud had a lower cooldown, her ult did more damage, her ult had a lower cooldown. All of these things have been nerfed, and whether she be too bad or too good, she's always had a high ban rate, she's always either sucked or been broken, and you haven't been able to play her. You know, it's impossible to play champion with 5 bans. She's top priority ban, she has been since the beginning, or she's just so bad that she's not even worth picking. But yeah, and a very quick note on that. I tweeted out back in December, Akali has been buffed, nerfed, or adjusted 49 times since her rework, and that's excluding bug fixes. Guys, since I made that tweet, Akali had been reworked for like a year and like 4 months. How many patches do you think are in a year and 4 months? Probably no more than 49. She's probably been nerfed or buffed or adjusted every single patch, or more often than she hasn't. More patches than not. And just like I mentioned several months ago, in no way is this a successful rework. I hate to say this because this might be a stretch, but I do think that if Akali wasn't kind of like the face of League of Legends right now for all the weebs that watch the music videos and all that stuff, and I don't mean weebs offensively, it's just like, she's not a champion that's in a healthy state, but people love her because of the KDA thing. I think that's probably the only thing stopping her from getting reverted. Maybe a huge stretch, I don't know. I'm sick, so maybe my brain is boom and I can't even think properly, but I feel like I've had this thought for a while. It's just, this is such a terrible rework. And honestly, while I'm in a terrible mood, I should probably mention, you know, it's very interesting. They mentioned they're going to do something like this, make her ult targeted about 5 months ago, a long time ago. I don't remember exactly, but several months ago. But this is happening right after her Project Akali skins aren't the brand new thing on the shop. I think this would have happened sooner if Riot didn't want to trick Akali players into buying the skin first before they make the champion unplayable. Yeah, I mean, that's about as salty as I'll ever get for this video or any video ever. Because I hate being like this, but that's just my honest thought. So really quick, on that salty note, I want to mention the reasons why I'm making this video. The first reason is I want to give Akali mains and Akali players a voice, including myself, to Riot so they can understand, and if nothing else, take shots at them because I am pissed off, just how bad this is, and I don't think they can revert it, and I don't know if they want to. But if they're not going to, I do think at minimum the ult cooldown needs to be reduced or buffed by half or double, depending on how math and English works. But anyways, she needs a huge buff on her ult cooldown. I also do think if they're not going to let her have permanent movement speed in her stealth, in her Shroud, they should probably at least increase the decaying speed, or maybe lower the decay rate from like 2 seconds until it fully decays into like 3 or 4. Just some compromises. I think her ult is bad enough. I don't know anymore. Ideally, they would revert her. I think this is going to be the 50th time she has been buffed, nerfed, or adjusted since her rework. So that is a cool milestone at Akali mains. Congratulations, guys. We did it. She is officially the dumbest champion in League of Legends. And that's coming from me. Oh, God. Oh god. I think this entire champion is a huge lesson for Riot for future reworks. Akali has already been a champion since the beginning of League, pretty much. I've been playing her since she came out. Because of that, she's always had a player base, right? She's not a new champion, so it won't just be new players playing her. When she got reworked, they gave her so much power. True Stealth Shroud, Q heal, blah blah blah, all that stuff you guys already know. When they take it away, slowly and slowly, they keep taking it away. When you get used to these things, and then they take it all away, it just feels so bad. Like over and over again. And like, I get that they needed to do nerfs over and over again because she is so like broken, but it just feels really bad. And another side note I had before we wrap this up is, it's kind of a terrible thing when you play a champion, you made a champion for thousands and thousands of games, and then out of nowhere they just rework her, and then the champion you played doesn't exist anymore. They'll call it the same thing. It might have one or two of the same abilities. Maybe the spells even are named the same, but it won't be the same champion. It won't be. All that time you put in, all the connection you built is just erased because Riot decided it's time. And that's also, you know, get over it. There's nothing you can do about it. But it sucks. And I feel for all the mains out there, like all the mains that have had their champions reworked. It's just, I don't know. Anyways, guys, as I mentioned, I am sick, so I'm gonna go back to bed after I edit this video. When Akali's rework, this little piece of crap, hits the PBE, I will make a gameplay video. You know, maybe it won't be as bad as it's gonna be bad. But, yeah, I'll make a gameplay video so we can see exactly how the R1 works, how the Shroud works, or doesn't work anymore, rather. But yeah, guys, just bear with me. Just know that there will be changes to Akali. She won't be terrible forever. She won't be broken forever. Eventually things will change because that's how balance in games and life works, right? Nothing stays the same forever. But anyways, guys, before I go, I wanted to let you all know about a double gaming PC giveaway. These are two super high quality computers that I'm paying for myself with a few other content creators. All you have to do is check the link in the description to enter. It's going to be ending in a few months. I'm going to throw in a bunch of other stuff too. This is all coming from my wallet, so just check it out. Any server, anywhere in the world can win. It'll be built and sent to your house. So yeah, guys, links in the description for that. Check it out. And other than that, if you are an Akali main, if you play Akali and you're like, what the heck is this? This sucks. I'm sad. Just know that she will be fixed in the future. I'm positive about it. It always happens to every champion that's ever been destroyed. But it's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm sorry about that. For now, maybe play Diana or something else. Or take a break from League, I don't know, but that's up to you, right? Or just deal with the crappy Akali. Anyways, I'm sure this video has gone on long enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. And last time, I'm going to let you know, I'm sorry if my voice sounded weird. I'm sick. But yeah, guys, 1 like equals 1 respect for Akali. Please hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts on this. I want to know everyone's thoughts. Riot wants to see your comments down below because this is how they get feedback, not just the Riot forums, but also the comments too. And other than that, RIP.